A paddle as legendary as the Hack 04 has to have an almost twin sister like the Hack Hybrid. And in this video we bring you both to tell you how they're similar and how they're different. Alright, so let's compare two great paddles, the Hack 04 by Paquito Navarro and the Hack Hybrid 04, also by Paquito Navarro. But it's a bit less well known, since the one the Sevillian uses on court is the diamond-shaped one, the one we're used to seeing. But Bullpadel also makes it their ultimate goal to fully satisfy all of those consumers who like Paquito's paddle, but with a slightly more hybrid shape. They like its firmness, maneuverability, looks, and carrying it around, but in a style that's a bit more focused on control. Let's see, we already saw the Hack 04 in the Bullpadel video, and if you haven't seen it, we'll leave it up here from the 2026 collection. In the Hack 04, we have a diamond shape, and in the Hybrid, a much more hybrid shape. As we can see, the difference is clear. We also have Tricarbon 18K, while in the Hybrid, so we have this aluminized carbon, which is 18 karat. That would also be a main difference. They have the same rubber. And in terms of feel, we remember a dry hard feel from the regular 04. And in my personal opinion, as you have heard in the store, it is actually quite similar. Now we will also see what Sergey has to say when he is on the court. Also more differences or things in common. Both also have the custom weight balance to be able to modify the balance. The balance in the 04 is also higher than in this one, which would have a medium balance, but in any case, both can be adjusted. As I mentioned, the sweet spot is also higher up in the 04 than in the Hybrid, where it would be in the middle area of the racket. And regarding the air react channel and the perforated heart for greater maneuverability, they have the same features. They also come with hexacore and a cord that comes out from the center of the racket. So that's pretty much everything you need to know about the 04, which is the one Paquito uses on court, and the 04 Hybrid. Honestly, it's also a great option for those players who are looking for a hard dry feel with a more rounded shape, and also don't want to lose that power that so characterizes the Hack. So let's see what he has to tell us now on the court.
Now let's go ahead and take a look to see what we have going on here. Well, we almost gave the camera a much needed break. That is just completely and utterly astonishing. The racket proves to be exceptionally agile in this specific instance. However, the overall experience is not exactly the same as with the Hack, but it is still incredibly difficult. It's actually slightly softer, and it's also not as dry. Either one of the two options would certainly be perfectly acceptable. You know, I think at a high pace it's definitely a little bit harder for me to maintain complete control of it, simply because it tends to bounce a lot more for me. However, the agility at the net is just absolutely insane. Literally put it wherever I want, but more, because of how easy it is to move rather than the feel. I wanted to share some quick impressions while they are still fresh in my mind. before I forget something important. This is all about the hack. For me, the difference between the hybrid and the regular one is mainly the balance. With this one, I noticed the balance shifts a lot towards the tip, and it's super easy to handle, It felt very easy to handle both at the back of the court and at the net. When it comes to changing grips and defending with the wrist and all that, it felt incredibly really comfortable to me. Maybe with the hack I lost that a little bit, but compared to what is currently available, the feel, I would go with the hack, which has a slightly drier feel. I like this one more, the one that's just a bit more absorbent. I don't mean to say it's a soft racket, not at all. It's just that the hack is so hard that after trying it, any other racket seems soft. I think this one has a medium hardness. It's hard, but it absorbs a bit more. Maybe it's not such a dry hardness, so it helps when hitting shots, maybe at the net, speeding up, or overhead. It helps me a bit more, but maybe with a fast ball, I actually lose a little bit more control. So I think these are two rackets that are completely different. One is a power racket, and the other is maybe a bit more about control, but without losing acceleration on overhead shots. So, well, I really do think these are two rackets for completely and entirely different audiences, all within the same brand.
That's the end of the comparison between these two amazing rackets and the two versions of the Hack 2026. I hope you liked it and that it helps you choose between them. Thanks to this video. Here you have the channel and zona, the paddle channel button, so you don't miss updates in the world of paddle. And por aquí también el resto de pala de la colección de paddle for this 26, and I'll say goodbye now.